So humans do miss neoplasia, whether it's upper GI, lower GI, everywhere. And we are not perfect at optical diagnosis either. And I think in the immediate future, these are the two areas where AI is going to make a difference. And because it's such a broad topic, I'll just restrict myself to these two topics. Everybody knows our miss rate, our detection rate, and that's what David was talking about, the variability in the human performance. And you can see the variability in the endoscopist performance here with all kinds of endoscopists doing colonoscopy. And we've heard in the last talk the consequences of that. So the AI world is exploding. Everybody is focusing on polyp detection, polyp characterization, but there's a lot more to AI than just polyp detection and characterization. And you can see how all the companies are bringing out these, and you'll see a lot more of this as we go forward. So where are we with polyp detection? I don't think there is a doubt that if you use AI, it will improve your adenoma detection rate by about 20 to 24%. You can debate about the type of polyps and type of adenomas it improves, but it certainly does improve, and I don't think any more trials are required here. What about the miss rate? As it increases the detection rate, obviously it should reduce the miss rate, and these are the few trials that were done, which shows a huge drop in the adenoma miss rate if you use AI. So both ways, AI does improve your performance and standardize the procedure. And invariably, this should affect all kinds of endoscopists, but you could debate that experts can do this even without. But I'm sure there's a value even for experts. And here it works. You see, I call it the second polyp phenomenon. When you have one polyp, humans focus on that and they forget the other polyps, and you could easily miss that. AI will not let you miss that. So this is a unique benefit of using AI, not just detecting this subtle flat lesion, but also not letting you miss another lesion. I personally think there will be a huge shift in people's thought process when we have AI for detecting neoplasia and IBD. And this is the work that we've been doing for the last 3 years. And we finally have a tool which can detect neoplasia in IBD patient. And I'll show you the value of this tool. This is a patient with IBD. The lesions can be very, very subtle, very easy to miss. See, without AI, high chance of missing a lesion like that. And that's what we're looking for. In IBD patient, these flat lesions are what we're looking for. Yes, now with enhancement, you can see that, but you have to find it on white light, and that's where the value is. Bowel prep, we try very hard to get it right. Can't always be perfect, but despite an imperfect bowel prep, it does find neoplasia. And again, that is the value of AI. And I think that IBD surveillance right now should be a specialist procedure, but if we had AI like this, maybe everyone will perform to the same level as the expert standing here. So easy to miss these lesions without AI. And I think this is where we will really appreciate the value of AI. Upper GI, I think we know that we miss cancers. This is the RCT of lots of little trials. This is a massive trial with about 4 million patients having 5 million gastroscopies, showing a miss rate around 6% of upper GI cancers. And whether it's squamous or whether it's adenocarcinoma or gastric, all around 4 to 6% are being missed. So there is a big miss rate. Our Chinese colleagues have done various tandem trials. This is the one looking at gastric neoplasia, and they can show that if you use AI, then you can reduce your miss rate from 27% to 6%. Similarly, they've done a similar trial for squamous, another tandem trial showing how AI reduces your miss rate on a lesion basis as well as per patient basis. So I think it will make a big difference. And this is our study looking at our tool which detects Barrett's neoplasia. And you see how sensitive AI is in detecting. And these were our not the expert endoscopists, but the routine endoscopists who do Barrett surveillance, look at their performance and look at the performance of AI. So I think there is a definite evidence, and hopefully this will show you This is a AI from Wise Vision, which detects neoplasia in Barrett's. And once it finds neoplasia, the reverse green L appears. Once it's confident, it delineates and demarcates the lesion so that you can accurately biopsy, or those who want to resect, it can help them identify the margins. So I think AI certainly will standardize detection. I think this is an excellent tool for training. It can accelerate your training because in UK, we always have almost mandatory that unless you signed off, you need to have your trainer in the room. I think AI can become your trainer in the room. So when AI flashes, please pay attention to it, evaluate it, and then decide whether it is a significant finding or it's not a significant finding. And that will force the trainee to take its time to evaluate. So certainly in finding polyps, evaluating polyp, it has a huge benefit. The CADX, although it's early days, but still this can really train the trainees in a understanding. So they can look at a polyp and say, well, it's adenoma or hyperplastic in their own mind, press the button, it tells you, it confirms what you were thinking. It's an immediate feedback. Yeah. Like a trainer, it's giving you immediate feedback, and that can accelerate your training. And I think going forward, this will become available everywhere. And I think this will accelerate training, will help them go faster and quicker and safer. And then people like yourself can still answer some emails while the trainee is doing because AI is taking care of it.
Maybe Philippe, to start, the trainee, the people, they don't use the AI. Because my experience of AI is that in this department, I'll give you an example. In this department, there are 3 quite capable polyp detection AI devices, and I go into the room often and they're not on. How do we combat that?
Yes, and we have exactly the same situation in our unit. And I see that the more old the endoscopists are, the more lazy they are, and they don't want to be always disturbed by all these things on the screen. And that's also a problem. Perhaps it won't be the case in the future because the new generation is not really upset by all these things. But that's a problem. And another question. So you presented a lot of very nice results, but AI is not a standard of care at that moment. What do we need to make it a standard of care? What is missing now?
I think for AI, for polyp detection, the trials have been done to death. I don't think we need more data. What we do need for polyp, again, focusing on that, is to show the benefit of AI in high-risk polyp detection. Because so far, most of the trials are showing it increases the detection of diminutive polyps. And that's why people like yourself don't want to switch it on. Once we show the detection of a sessile serrated polyp, LSTNG, in IBD, that's when everybody will take it seriously. So I think that's one bit of data that is required. Second, as I said, IBD is very challenging. And when you have good devices and data in IBD, we'll all change our mind, we'll take it seriously. Barrett's and squamous are very challenging. And if you see more and more of devices and data there, we'll all change our mind. But it is a new learning. There is a false positive rate. There is an annoyance and nuisance. We just have to get used to it. Don't consider it as a nuisance. You already know if it is a fold. Yeah, I told you as a polyp, ignore it. Doesn't matter. How does it matter?
But I think that's our view, and that's my view. My view is it's great. I have it on all the time. When I'm doing colonoscopy, I've got it on because it lets me be, can I dare say it, a little bit more lazy. Like I don't really have to be looking so hard because if the device is good, it's going to be picking up those small polyps. So that's my view. But we have to drill down, Lynn, maybe. That's not the view of everybody, because if it was, they'd have it on, right? As you said, that the devices work, the studies show they work, lots of them amongst experts.